Hey, what's up everyone? This is Mr. GWS. Today, right now I'm at some sort of building. I know there will be a lot of background noise, so just bear with it. And today I saw that very surprising news that the G7 will have, well, we guess it, siblings, namely the G7 One and the G7 Fit. Of course, no. Thankfully, it's not called with the ThinQ on it, since I guess they don't have some sort of AI intelligence function. I guess it's not like there's an AI mode for the regular G7. Since I personally find that the G7 AI cam is relatively slow to detect, yeah, like some sort of detection, and also slow to capture a photo. So this will be the no. Let's check it out. The first phone, the G7 Fit. The one thing that's great about this phone is that it doesn't have the additional button for Google Assistant, so you won't accidentally press the volume by mistake. Now, of course, the rear will be with a fingerprint scanner and a single camera lens. Of course, the front is very similar to the G7 ThinQ, obviously. Of course, this phone, if I drag all the way down, yep, this is a G7 Fit. It will have the Plus variant as well. The G7 Plus Fit. Of course, that will be 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. Of course, the regular one is just 32 gigs. Both phones also have micro SD expansion. The phone's body is similar to the G7, so it's a 6.1-inch QHD plus, super bright display, full vision as well. But one of the very weird combination is that it uses Snapdragon 821, which is the processor used from last year's LG G6, which I have no idea why they would want to do that. Of course, the camera as well, the rear camera has downgraded to f2.2 rather than f1.6, I guess. And this phone doesn't have a wide-angle lens. Of course, the front is the same as the G7, 8 megapixel front-facing camera. The battery, everything more or less is very similar as well. 3000 milliamps, Android 8.1. Yes, even though this phone, the G7 Fit, will have an AI cam, it doesn't advertise with LG G7 Fit ThinQ or whatsoever name. Yes. And of course, all the water and dust resistance, DTS:X surround sound, quad DAC, fingerprint scanner on the rear, Quick Charge 3.0. Everything is identical to the regular G7 ThinQ. Yeah. So of course, let's move on to the other phone, which is LG G7 One, which, stay with me, is the first LG smartphone to run stock Android. Yes, you heard it right. This phone. Yeah, this is a stock Android lock screen, I guess. That's the rear that's called Android One with the LG on it. Because it's just a single camera lens on the rear with laser autofocus or whatnot, as well as the fingerprint scanner. And of course, this phone, just like the G7 ThinQ, it has a dedicated button for Google Assistant, maybe more or less suitable for, I guess, stock Android, if I'm not wrong. Even though this is not exactly so-called stock Android, yes, technically it is, but there's also some of the LG bloatware or third-party apps inside it. So it's not really, it's not a Pixel phone with LG brand on it. Definitely not. However, specs will be much better than the G7 Fit. It uses Snapdragon 835 rather than the 821, which are kind of weird. Of course, this phone only has 4 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage. It's not, it doesn't have larger than that, but even though it still can expand your memory. Of course, the camera on the rear is the same 60 megapixel camera as the one on the G7, not the G7 Fit, because this one is the f1.6 rather than f2.2. The f2.2 one is on the G7 Fit. Of course, the same front camera, 8 megapixel, 3000 milliamps, and battery, Android 8.1 Oreo, but this one is a stock Android, like very similar to stock Android with LG's third-party apps, whatnot. Of course, the dimension is also very identical as well. Of course, all the AI cam as well, AI cam, back camera, boombox speaker. Of course, there's also a quad DAC, DTS:X surround sound, water and dust resistant, mil-spec A10G. Of course, the only difference between this and that one is the G7 and the G7 Fit is that G7 uses stock and very close to stock Android, which also means you will get more or less monthly updates rather than the G7 Fit, which relies on LG software. And of course, the G7 has a dedicated button, just like the G17Q, the flagship that released on May. Of course, the G7 Fit doesn't have. But other than that, is kind of similar to one another, and especially the flagship phone, the G17Q. But I'm not very sure what LG is going to do. Since the V series also more or less kind of met the same fate as well. Yeah, same fate. And of course, with the V30, and suddenly popped out the V30S, and now V35 with some Pacific markets. I'm not very sure how the V40 going to keep up with this phone, since it's kind of weird. But blah blah blah. You can read down on the LG official newsroom website as well. This is a G7 Fit. I can show you how it will be. This is a G7 One with the Android One on it. Camera. There's a very similar as well on the display, just like the G17Q, since it's still called LG G7. That's that. The Fit is more cheaper price point, and the One is more stock Android. Hopefully, very similar price point as well, because I think these two phones, hopefully it will be cheaper, maybe less than $500, since the G7 has dropped very fast, especially over 2 months later. I think it's almost 3 months since the Singapore launch, of course, or 4 months if I'm not wrong, if global announcement with the LG G7. I think that price, the flagship LG G17Q dropped really fast. Hopefully these two phones, the G7 One and G7 Fit, will be much cheaper and should. What do you thought about the LG G7 One and the LG G7 Fit? Is it really necessary to LG release some sort of unnecessary mid-range phone, or just more focus on mid-range smartphone rather than keep up with the last year flagship specs? Drop a comment below, and I'll see you on next video, and follow my socials, Mr. GWS. And thanks for watching.